Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. The message reads like this. Hello, my brother, how are you? I am a man who is staying here in Pretoria. I came here to South Africa the year it was 2007, and I have 3 kids that I had with my South African wife. How can I tell my wife that 2 of our kids that have since passed away, it is all because of me? One of my child committed suicide at his own age, only 9 years old. Whoever told him that he had to commit suicide? Everyone was shocked. He claimed that he was bullied at school simply because the teacher had told him that he was not supposed to ask other kids in the same class for a pen, because my son would go to school with a pen, he would lose it. So he was then caught stealing one pen from one learner, and after that, that was when he started asking his fellow learners, and they reported to the teacher that he kept on asking for the pens, and after giving the pen to him, then he would lose it, and he was saying that he was being bullied by the teacher. He then committed suicide. How painful it was for me and my wife, but I know the reason as to why 2 of my kids passed away, and I'm scared to tell my wife that even the 3rd child that we had, the one that is still alive, there is also a risk that I am going to lose my daughter. Back home, I had 1 child that I had, and I don't know if my wife is still alive or if my wife passed away. And I know where all of my problems are coming from. My name, you can call me Tapiwa, and I am a carpenter. I used to be a carpenter. My father and his father before him were all carpenters. I grew up in a township that is called Epworth, and I started working since I was 13. We would build chicken runs, makeshift wardrobes, moving on to beds, cupboards, and occasionally coffins. My father used to do that a lot. So this confession has been in my heart for a very long time, and I cannot keep it to myself anymore, for it has been killing me, and I'm scared still to tell my wife. In my dreams, I see this other woman. She is an avenging spirit. She comes to me and she says that she wants to destroy me. She wants to wipe my father's seed from the face of the earth. And my sin, my only sin, was that I was paid to build a coffin. And this was the coffin that was used when this woman, who was a prostitute, was buried, still alive. And the worst part is that she keeps on visiting me, and now she is more angrier than before. It all started with an order. I was still a young man, and there was this other man who called himself Mofu. That was his totem. He was someone that had recently started his tuck shop, and he was also a mechanic. This man, he was also from Epworth, and he was making money all of a sudden. He came to me and he told me that he wanted a coffin, and 2 coffins that he wanted, a little one and a big one. And he was like, the second coffin, the big one, I was supposed to make it with some compartments inside. He then gave me a piece of paper which he claimed that hand-drawn sketch was drawn by a traditional healer, for he had gone to Mozambique. So this coffin had 3 hidden compartments, and he said that he was going to put a red cloth, blood, as well as the names. He never told me whose names he was going to put in the 3rd compartment and who he was going to bury using that coffin. He never told me. He paid me upfront. This was like $400. That was quite a lot back then. For you to understand, a coffin, it would cost you $120. He also gave me 2 slabs of meat from his car boot, and he said that this was beef. I built the coffin in 2 days, and I used plywood. He had given me this other red velvet that he had said I was supposed to put inside to line the inside of the coffin, and I did the compartments as he had told me. He picked it up. It was with the traditional healer one night around 10 p.m. I remember when he came, and then he said, if you want, you can accompany me. I will top up with $200. I spoke with my wife and I then went with him. We went to this other primary school where there was this other woman. This woman, she was in her mid-30s, but she had been beaten. She was unable to stand up, and they picked her up and they threw her into the coffin. When I asked him, what are you doing, Morpho? And he said, just keep quiet. We then got into the car. We drove further into the bushes, and then I saw that they had already prepared a grave. There was a hole in which they were going to bury this woman. It was quite deep, maybe about 2.5 meters, because they were using a step ladder to get into that grave, and they used a rope to let her down into that grave, and they started burying her. I still remember that I heard her screaming and punching the coffin as they started filling up the grave. So this man, I really do not know where he went to soon after that, but I heard that the guy was now staying in Domboshava, and the last that I saw of him, he was driving a Toyota white Mark II, and he seemed to be someone that had made it in life, but I never spoke with him after that. Me and my wife, we started to fight because my wife's brother from Murewa, he was a prophet from the White Garment Church, and we were told that there was a spirit that was following me, Ngozi, the spirit of an avenging person that had been killed, and this was going to be bad for me and for my wife. That man, my in-law, told me to confess, but I was unwilling to do that because I was scared that I was going to get arrested, because I don't even know where this woman was buried. So I chose to remain quiet. Even when we were at the family's meeting, the people were telling me to confess, but I said, how can I confess to something that I have no idea about? Life moved, and my wife, she went to Botswana, and she fell out of love with me. I came to South Africa and I continued working as a carpenter. First, I started working for this other white man, and then I started my own. I do make couches and several other items that I do sell on Facebook, also on WhatsApp. So I then met my wife. Me and my wife, we had worked together when I started working here in South Africa. So she told me that she was looking for a job, and I told her that I could offer her a job, and I started working with her. We slept together. She fell pregnant, and I got married to him. My first son that we had together collapsed of epilepsy and he passed away. My second as well started vomiting, and we did not even know what was wrong with him. And now I am left with my daughter, Chiedza, the one that I love quite a lot. I really do not know what am I supposed to do. I have tried to visit this other traditional healer from Mondoro. He gave me stuff, and he told me that this spirit of this woman will keep on haunting me unless if I return back home and I confess to my relatives, then we try to find this woman. This traditional healer from Mondoro says that the woman, she was picked up at Zindoga shopping center. That is where they kidnapped this woman and they brutally murdered him. But I'm scared because even this man who paid me to make that coffin, I don't think if he's still alive, or maybe he is out of the country. I do not want to go to prison because I did not even touch that woman. All that I did was that I just built a coffin. How can I tell my South African wife that this is what I did when I was still back in Zim? Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our brother. Let us try to speak with him in the comment section. Strange things indeed. They do happen in this world.